we turn this into this. Before we get started, smash that subscribe button. He started out drawing out his image with a pencil so he can go over it with a marker later so it'll show up in my program. Also, starting with pencil is a good way so he can erase if he messes up. Now we're going to open up Photoshop, new file, and I'm going to do a 7x5, and then I'm going to hit create. I took a picture with my camera, so I'm going to go to File, Open. I'm going to find the picture that I took. You can also scan this in. I just use my camera phone. And we're going to open it in here. Takes a second to load. Once it's loaded up, we're going to make a duplicate layer. That way I have two layers down the bottom. Now I'm going to go up to Images, Adjustments. I'm going to go down to Threshold. We'll adjust this threshold knob right here. Gotta move it out of the way until you get the best stamped look you can get. If you go too far one way or the other, it starts losing details, and then it also will black out if you go too far the other way. Now to get rid of some of this extra I don't need, I'm just going to crop with the crop tool. When you get the crop where you want it, you go up to the top right and there's a check mark. Click that. Do the crop. Next we'll go over to the pencil tool. And I'm going to start drawing in the white area to try to cover up all the black that I didn't want. I'm going to try to also clean up and smooth all the edges and round some of the points. We want to try to make this look as clean as possible for the Cricut to cut it out. Otherwise it takes way too long. I'm trying to keep a lot of the original details in there because I do want it to still look like my kid's drawing. But I also want to make sure I clean it up to where the Cricut won't have a hard time cutting all the jagged edges. It'll also make the shirt look a lot more bold if I go in here and thicken up all these lines. I still want to keep the same image, I'm just thickening the lines up a little bit. Over here on the right, I'm going to change my color to black. Now I'm going to go in here and sharpen up these teeth. They looked a lot better on his image, and whenever I use the threshold tool, sometimes it doesn't get all this correct. So I need to try to go back in here and clean it up to make it look more like the image he did. When I'm all finished, I'm going to go up here to File. I'm going to save a copy. I'm going to save it to my computer. I'm going to go in and change the name of it to Ethan's Shirt. Now I'm going to open up Cricut Design Space, New Project. I'm in the upper right corner. Click Upload, Upload Image, hit Browse. Now we're going to go locate that file that I saved. I saved it in Downloads. Once I find the image, I'll click on it. And I will use this one. Once it's loaded, we'll click on Simple. Continue. We're going to use the Background Remover tool. Anywhere we click, it'll erase the backdrop. We want to get rid of everything except for the dinosaur image itself, the black lines, and that's what we want the Cricut to cut out. So I need to go in here, get all the little pieces. You can use a little zoom in tool. Zoom in, get all those little pieces, and then hit Apply. Click the cut image and upload. We'll click the image in here, add to canvas. Now we'll need to resize this. I'm going to zoom out so I can grab this and bring it in. Get it a little closer to what we're going to need. And then we're going to add a text to this one. We found a funny saying on the internet, so we're just going to add, "All my friends are dead." Here I'm just moving things around, and I'm going to resize everything to where it fits, and then I'll need to group all these together. So in order to do that, I click the bottom right and drag across the top. Now it's all highlighted, and then I click the group button in the upper right hand corner. Now we're going to change the font, so I click the text block. So we'll go over to the font drop down, click it. I'm going to go over to the filters. I'm going to filter it to where it's my fonts. I want to make sure that I don't have to buy the font, and this kind of filters out the ones that cost money. And we'll scroll down and we'll find a font that we like. Notice the size is 12.4. We need to get that to 11.5 or less. So I'll go ahead and resize this to 11.5 or less. I selected the whole area. Now I need to weld it. Here at the bottom right, there's a weld button. Now it's all one image. Now we're going to click Make It. I'm going to go over here and continue. I need to make sure my machine is set to iron on. It's set to vinyl right now, so we'll turn it over to iron on. Alright, now we need to go over here and make it a mirrored image. So I'm going to go over to Edit. And I'm going to run this slider over to mirrored. Now it's a mirrored image. Anytime we're using iron on, we're going to use a mirrored image. I'm using this Cricut iron on. We're going to cut the piece to size. After we're done with our mat, we're going to load our machine. Just position it and click the arrow button that's flashing. And then when it's loaded, we're going to hit the C button. Your machine will start to cut and you'll have a progress bar on your screen. I'll have this sped up about 20 times. When we're finished, we'll click the Finish button. Alright, now we're ready to do the weeding process. I'm going to go ahead and use an X-Acto knife, but you can use the Cricut weeding tool. And here's the finished product. I'm very happy with the way this turned out. Alright, now we're ready to press the image. We're going to do a 5-second pre-press, and then I go ahead and set down my image here, put some parchment paper over, and then I got to do a 30-second press with the vinyl on the shirt to transfer the vinyl to the shirt. After the first press, we're going to go ahead and peel off the transfer tape, and then we'll put the parchment paper over it one more time, and I'll do a second press for 30 seconds. Doesn't necessarily have to do it, but it's just something I like to do to make sure that it's good and solid.